The story of Daniel. The king ordered Ashpenaz, chief of the court officials, to bring in some of the Israelites from the royal family and the nobility.
King Nebuchadnezzar wanted only young Israelite men who had nothing wrong with them. They were to be handsome and well educated, capable of learning and understanding, and able to serve in his palace. Ashpenaz was to teach them the language and writings of the Babylonians. The king gave the young men a certain amount of food and wine every day, just like the food he ate. The young men were to be trained for 3 years, and then they would become servants of the king of Babylon. Among those young men were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah from the people of Judah. Ashpenaz, the chief officer, gave them Babylonian names. Daniel's new name was Belteshazzar, Hananiah's was Shadrach, Mishael's was Meshach, and Azariah's was Abednego. Daniel decided not to eat the king's food or drink his wine because that would make him unclean. So he asked Ashpenaz for permission not to make himself unclean in this way. God made Ashpenaz, the chief officer, want to be kind and merciful to Daniel. But Ashpenaz said to Daniel, "I am afraid of my master the king. He ordered me to give you this food and drink. If you begin to look worse than other young men your age, the king will see this. Then he will cut off my head because of you." Ashpenaz had ordered a guard to watch Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Daniel said to the guard, "Please don't use this test for 10 days. Don't give us anything but vegetables to eat and water to drink. After 10 days, compare how we look with how the other young men look who eat the king's food. See for yourself, then decide how you want to treat us, your servants." So the guard agreed to test them for 10 days. After 10 days, they looked healthier and better fed than all the young men who ate the king's food. So the guard took away the king's special food and wine, feeding them vegetables instead. God gave these 4 young men wisdom and the ability to learn many things that people had written and studied. Daniel could also understand visions and dreams. At the end of the time set for them by the king, Ashpenaz brought all the young men to King Nebuchadnezzar. The king talked to them and found that none of the young men were as good as Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. So those 4 young men became the king's servants. Every time the king asked them about something important, they showed much wisdom and understanding. They were 10 times better than all the fortune tellers and magicians in his kingdom.
And Daniel remained there until the first king of Sirius.